Hi guys. Well, I figured I'd answer a few questions, kind of like a Q&A style video, and touch on some other topics as well. Alright, so let's get to it. One person asked me what year is my van and how much did it cost. Well, it's a 1999 Ford E150, and I think I got a pretty good deal on it. Cost me let me see now. I bought it last December actually, so just over a year ago. Cost me $2,000. That's Canadian, and it has some issues. I mean, the transmission and engine are fine. I've done nothing to it aside from changing the oil. I'm gonna probably change the coolant radiator fluid soon and the transmission fluid. As to the issues, it's got some finicky things like the ignition. You have to pull the key out like about 1 millimeter or 2 millimeters in order for the ignition to turn over. It's got some body issues. The body's not so great. It's got a big dent in the sliding door and lots of scratches and stuff like that. So it has some issues, but mechanically and the drivetrain, it's perfect. There's no problems at all. So I think that's why the guy was kind of having trouble selling it, is because he couldn't. It's kind of tricky to turn the ignition, and once you get the knack for it, it's no problem. Also, what I found was I got a key copied, and when I got the key copied, the new key worked a lot better to turn the ignition. I think it might have been just because the old one was worn down, I guess. Okay, another question. Somebody asked me, sorry I don't remember all the names, I didn't write all the names down of who asked what. Asked me a couple months ago, actually I think before I even moved in, maybe this is back in July, I posted a video on an Amazon order and a bunch of stuff I got from Amazon. And the question was, what have I used, what have I not used? And I've used almost everything. I'm definitely using the solar panel. Actually, I didn't get that on Amazon. I picked that up in person. I got the Fantastic Fan. I'm definitely using that. What I'm not using is this little dehumidifier calcium chloride package. I think I still will use it. The humidity is one of my major concerns when moving into this van, was humidity. And honestly, it hasn't been an issue for me, which is, I'm not exactly sure why. If anybody knows, can explain it to me, that would be great. But it's 85% humidity usually in Vancouver or above. And using a propane heater that's not vented, I thought that was going to be more of a concern, because propane heaters actually produce moisture. I calculated it to be 2 ounces per hour for a 1600 BTU heater that I have. But it hasn't been an issue, and I think what's happening, I'm not sure, but I think what's happening is because as the heat goes up, as it gets hotter in here, the humidity goes down. Anyway, it's very interesting. So I haven't had to use the humidity device that I bought to kind of reduce humidity. It's still in the package, unused. I think basically everything else I bought, I've used. I bought a propane hose. One thing I didn't use is I bought a 15-watt solar panel, and my idea was to put it on my dashboard and used it to charge up my phone and charge up some batteries for my solar lantern. But I never use a solar lantern because I don't really need to. And I don't use that solar panel because I decided after that 15 watts wasn't nearly enough, and I bought a 100-watt panel, one of those flexible ones. and it's working fine. I mean, honestly, I find that I get a lot more charge just by driving the small amount that I do. The panel helps, but I think in Vancouver, if you're trying to live off solar itself, I don't think it would be enough. Driving definitely makes a big contribution. What else? Oh, one thing somebody posted a while back was about how putting margarine or butter underwater, like in a container, and then putting water over it, will stop the margarine from going bad, and that is an excellent tip. I've tried that and it works. So for anybody out there, if you want to keep your margarine, or I don't use butter because I'm a vegan, but if you want to keep your vegan butter or margarine fresh, put it underwater, and then when you use it, just dump the water out and change it. Use the amount of water I'm using is like less than a half a cup, probably a third of a cup. So that works really well. Okay, so that's all the questions I have. If you have any more questions, please leave your comments and questions in this video, and I will get to them next time I do a question and answer. Other issues, well, not really an issue. I'm really having a hard time deciding about buying this new van. There's one that I've got my eye on. It's the perfect van in a lot of ways. It's a high top. Two things against it is that it has a sliding door and that it's on natural gas. Now, a lot of people say natural gas is great, and I think it is overall, but there's the issue of expiring tanks, and I don't know. I contacted a mechanic who specializes in compressed natural gas, and he said that it's really not that hard to take the stuff off, and it'll probably cost me like $200. So if that's the case, I'm more inclined to buy it, and then if I have a problem with the natural gas system, just take it off. Because this van that I'm looking at is dual fuel, gasoline and natural gas. So I might buy that one. I'm really close. But a couple of issues had made me even rethink the whole high top thing. Mainly right now it's winter and it's fairly cold out. It's like -4 at night Celsius, and today the high is like +2, and I'm noticing that it's cold, and what's happening is the floor is really cold and the ceiling is warm, and I'm fine in the van. Once the heater's on, everything's fine. But I'm thinking in a high top, I'm gonna have to use more propane. I'm gonna have to run the heater on high, because this van that I'm looking at, it's a full high top, meaning it's probably 6 feet from floor to ceiling, and it's extended, which is great because there'd be way more room. But it means I'm going to probably double my cost of propane. So instead of spending $30 a month, I'll be spending $60 a month. Well, that's not that bad, but it's something to consider. The other thing is that being a high top and extended, I'm guessing it's E350 with a big engine. This is a 150. I'm guessing I'm going to be spending around $50 more a month in gas. But with the natural gas, I'm not really sure how that all factors into it. So which means with the cost of propane going up and the cost of fuel going up, I'm probably going to be spending, I'm guessing, about $80 more a month to have that high top extended van. But I'm not sure. I'd have to actually have it and see. But what basically means is my costs will be going up, and I'm not really sure if I want to do that. Like living where I am in this van, the low top cargo van, it's doable. It would be more comfortable in a high top extended, but this is doable, so I'm deciding whether I want to spend the extra $80 a month to have a bit more comfort. I'm leaning towards yes, but I'm not sure. I think what I need to do is go down and look at that van and see what it's all about. All right, well, that's coming up to 10 minutes in the video here, so I think I'm going to leave it there. And if you have any comments, if if you think I should buy that van or I should leave it alone, it's $5,500. And when I sell this one, I'd try to sell this one for $2,000, so it really only cost me $3,000 out of pocket. But then with the taxes and everything, it's probably going to be closer to another $1,000, and plus I'd have to spend all the money to build it out, which is $1,000. So it would cost me about $5,000, but I have the money. So anyway, I'm really scratching my head on that whole issue. Part of me thinks I should just go for it. Anyways, thanks for watching, and let me know what any questions you may have for a future Q&A, and let me know what your thoughts are on this purchasing a new vehicle issue. Thank you very much. Take care, and have a good night.